All right, y'all. Um, let's see here. We are trying to run this from Instagram, YouTube, um, and Facebook. So um, we are just we're trying to make sure this works on all platforms. So if you can't join us on YouTube or Facebook, you can join us on Instagram. Um, so let me see. I'm waiting on Ari to jump in. Appreciate y'all for hopping on. And when Ari hops in the room, we'll get this party cracking. So this is something that um, never done before. Um,
It ain't
what
showing. I don't see it. I don't show you live.
you looking on the Hertz World page or the Big Hurt page?
The Hertz World, the one we've been tagging.
Let me see.
Oh, there you go. I got it.
Okay.
There you go. The Hertz World, the one we've been tagging.
All right. So let me wave at you. You may have to request to join because it won't let me add nobody. So when I see the request, I can accept it. So, man, just thank y'all so much for the opportunity to do this. We appreciate y'all jumping in and coming in and being on time. It's a little bit after 7, so we ain't on too bad a CP time, but you know how black folks be sometimes. Okay, got folk about. We'll let it. We'll chop it up for a second. We'll let people um you know join in and see what they got going. So for everybody that doesn't know, um, I am the Big Hurt, the founder, creator, host of Herc's World. Um, been doing this about a year. My own thing. Ari was my first official guest of Herc's World, so shout out to Ari. Um, she dropped her debut album 30 on my 35th birthday and her 30th birthday. Um, so before we get into the topic of the hour, talk a little bit about what things have been like since you dropped that album. So what has that journey been like, learning who you are as an artist? Because I know like a lot of people get into this music industry and they kind of lose themselves. They kind of they see the glitz and the glamour, and they get kind of get lost in the hype. So what has kept you grounded um in this whole thing?
was similar to me. And once I started doing that, it just like my writing got better. Everything kind of got better or whatever. So yeah, just being around like-minded people, not just hanging around people that want you to like create certain things, which we're gonna get into in a second or whatever. But yeah, just switching up my crowd a little bit and just really trying to figure out how I want to be as an artist, what I really want to talk about.
Okay. So, man, before we get into it, I'm gonna try to do a little some. Give me a second. Um, because when you do shit live, sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. But we gonna give it the old college try. Try to play a little snippet of the reason we here, and give me a second. Yes, we. That's why I said I would rather divorce you because where I would be is not beneficial to us. Where I am, a separation would be beneficial to me. Yes, we say goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. Thought we give it a try, a try, a try. What we had ain't gonna lie. It wasn't solid as it is. Guess we gotta take it up. All right. So first off, before we get into it, did you have to hit the little run like that? Like at the like if you,
I try to do a little something, just a little bit.
now I'm saying like I've heard breakup songs, Chris Brown, in my opinion.
Wait, who said it was a breakup song?
Anytime you telling somebody goodbye, somebody is saying somebody leaving. I don't
Somebody
give a damn
getting out of there. That's
somebody
what it
gotta
means.
go. And then and if you listen to the words, so I'm the type of person that when I listen to music, I tend to listen to the words. Like the beat and everything kind of does it does it, but the words of the song kind of do it for me. I heard a little snippet about some separations, do, can we talk about that, or we just like what's the story behind goodbye?
You want to give a disclaimer?
All right, before we get too deep into this, um, as I tell all my guests, Hurst World is a safe space. Say what you want to say, but with saying what you want to say, we gonna keep it professional. We gonna keep it classy, and we ain't all for that BS and drama. So if you want to come on, if you want to come on here being disrespectful, this is not the place for that. But this is
Goodbye.
a safe space. Exactly. Goodbye. Everybody. I'm gonna get a disclaimer. Ari is an artist, and she's sensitive about her shit. So if you bring in if you bring in negativity, goodbye. Cancel that shit. But what's the story behind goodbye?
All right, so goodbye. I wrote that song in 5 minutes, really. I got a nice beat set to me, and I was like, okay. At first, I wanted to like do what I do all the time, write about love, but I'm like, I'm not even in that place right now in life. So I was really just vibing to it, and then that one word came to me. I didn't know what else I wanted to say. I just knew that that's what I wanted to say. So I just wrote the song. I immediately knew I wanted my guy Logic to be on it just because of like how he vibe, his flow, and everything. So I knew that I wanted him on it or whatever. And that's my bro. He got a lot of wisdom. He been here with me, in this entire process. So it was like, what better person? So again, that one word stuck out to me, and then I just started writing and building off of that because it's what I'm going through right now. The song is a breakup song. It's definitely a goodbye in my prior situation. But yeah, I just wanted to like make the song not sound like sad. So it's a lot of stuff that I said because the song is not released yet. People only heard a little snippet. But I feel like the stuff that I said in the song was nowhere near like something that should make the song so sad. I talked about some other things. My guy got on, he put his verse on, and he brought that like that upbeat to it. So, but yeah, it's a breakup song. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's that goodbye, like we done. It's no hard feelings. It was as solid as it gets, but goodbye. So that's basically what it is.
So this is no shade to anybody, but I've never been able to break up with nobody and make a song about it. I've had to have other people do it for me. I.e., I broke up with one chick. I say, look, I can't tell you how I really feel, so let Chris Brown tell you for me. And I just played "Say Goodbye." So, like in a snippet we heard, a goodbye. What and if you feel comfortable answering, what caused you to kind of get to this space when you were like you said you wrote it in 5 minutes, but what got you to this space of this is where I am in my point in my life?
When I turned 30, like I don't know, some like a light bulb just kicked in my head. It's like I knew what I wanted in life and like my career musically, 9 to 5. I accepted that that's something that I just really don't want to do. And then I don't know, it's like when I turned 30, everything that I knew that I wanted and needed in life, it just came to me. Like, and that's with relationship. So I think once I got to the point where I was like, this is not what I signed up for, what I really feel like love should be, then that's when I was like, yeah, I got to get up out of there. You know what I'm saying? Because I got into this place where I just cared about myself. I cared about my happiness because I didn't really care about my happiness like that. So I think once I got in that space and I just started focusing on my happiness and what I really wanted, and I accepted that what I was in wasn't going to give me that, I just started writing goodbye. So that's really what it was, just recognizing that I wanted something different, or what I thought was for me really wasn't for me.
So and okay.
The breakup song. I mean, because
It is kind of like and when I say breakup, this in my opinion, just from the snippet I heard, man, this could be related to relationships. It could be I'm breaking up with my job. It could be I'm breaking up with my bad habits. It could be I'm breaking up with, these different things that are not benefiting me. So I don't want to put the disclaimer out there that, goodbye is about strictly the end of a relationship. But I do kind of want to ask the question. On the album 30, there's a song dedicated to your wife. Now we hear words like separation, things like that. What, in your opinion, what kind, like, when you finding yourself, what kind of made you kind of realize, all right, like, I know I was in one space when I wrote, this song on 30, but a year later, I'm in a different space to the point where, like, yeah, I still kind of feel like that, but I've kind of evolved as a person, and I need more.
Yeah, so honestly that's a really really great question. So on 30, I would say, yeah, like I got Jasmine, and we can't forget about With You because that was definitely inspired from my prior situation. So in that headspace that I was in that life that I was in, I wrote it in that time. That's just the kind of artist that I am. I write based on where I am. And when I wrote that, that's where I was. I wrote those songs prior to marriage. So those songs are, they're older, and that's how I felt at that time. So the lyrics came from a pure place. It came from the place just like Goodbye came from. Everything that I said in With You is true. Everything that I said in Jasmine is true. So it's no jabs. It's nothing like, and I would never take away from a person. I would never take away from my lyrics. You know what I'm saying? So it's unfortunate that now I'm writing something as such as this, but I gave that season its time, and now I got to give this season its time. Just because that time was up, that don't necessarily mean this time is down because of what I'm writing about. So I just gotta, give as much as I gave to that season in my life, I gotta still give it to this season. Like, I can't cut myself as an artist just because of what I'm going through right now. I'm not even going to say going through what I'm getting through. So yeah, I feel like that's really what it was. But hopefully everybody keep playing both of them joints because they fire too. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, right now it's all about Goodbye right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So speak a little bit about your journey as an artist. Like you said, you wrote songs off 30 when you were in a different space. What type of space do you feel like you're in now going into, year 31, going into the second, and you've been an artist for a while. Like, I know you've done, you've been an artist, you've been a drummer, you've been around music your whole life. What is that transition looking? What is that transition looking like, and what has that transition been like? This past year.
I think right now I feel like I can write what I want. I'm in this I can do what I want as an artist mentality, because even when I started being an artist, I always thought about what people was gonna think. One, because of how I look, right? And then I sound like how I sound. And then coming from church, singing gospel, right? So people gonna compare my R&B or what I want to sing about to the fact that they know me doing gospel for a long time, right? So
you can't be singing that secular music.
Right. But what do they play at their weddings? Secular music. Regardless if you in church or not, you gonna listen to it. You can't get away from it. So coming from that background and then just being an artist, period, was a transition, right? So then now I'm writing based on what I want people to hear. My parents, you know what I'm saying? Like, people that I don't want them to hear me cursing. And then it's like, okay, this album is 30. I gotta write. So it's like, I feel like in 30, I was a little reserved. It was a lot of songs that I wanted to make that I didn't make because I was considering people. Today's time, I feel like not that I don't care anymore, but I want to create. I want to create what I feel every day. I don't want to hold back now. So I feel like the biggest transition is just me finally creating music that I want to create. Yeah, I wanted to create the songs on 30. Don't get me wrong. But it was a lot of songs that just didn't make the cut because I was focused on what somebody would have thought I would have said. Even like with Comfortable, that's on 30. I was a little reserved about that. But I'm like, why? I turn the lights off, I vibe, I have a good time. I'm 30. So, it's like now I just want to do what I want to create, what I want to create, what's in my heart, what I'm dealing with, stuff like that. So that's really what it is.
So earlier you said you just been writing without giving too much of yourself away. What is it like? What is a writing session like for you? Is it kind of like you just get a whole bunch of beats and just write what you feel, or is it kind of like you write first and then you just try to connect it to a beat? Like, what's your writing process like?
Well, a lot of people send me beats and stuff. I get like emails all the time, like, "Oh, I think you would sound good on this." So what I do is, honestly, I skim through them. If I pull up a beat and I can tell right away if I can do something to it. It don't take me no time. So I kind of like groove off of like the tempo, the melody, try to catch that, parts that loop around. and then I go off how I feel at the time. So at the time I'm writing, if I'm feeling silly, if I'm feeling lovable, if I'm feeling angry, I literally write based on how I feel at the time. So everything I will ever sing or put out, I plan on have written it myself so that my listeners can really feel how I truly feel at the time. So that's really a session for me. Definitely putting one up in the air, got to be above the clouds, and that, it just brings out another level of creativity and just being in a nice little vibe, a closed in space, but yeah, that's how I write.
Okay. So we've got a snippet of Goodbye. There's been talk, of an EP later this year, stuff like that. What else can we expect to hear from JusAri in 2023?
So I do plan on dropping the EP this year. I don't really know how lengthy it's gonna be, but it's not gonna be no more than 5 songs, of course. And the EP is definitely gonna talk about how I feel. I'm not holding back. Like, I'm gonna talk about how I feel in the most respectful way possible. So talk about that.
Be disrespectful. Go in.
But look, that was an example of me always trying to write based on what people want to hear. But I'm working on that, clearly. You feel me? But
Right.
yeah, definitely gonna put out an EP, and I'm gonna just basically every song gonna be where I'm at the moment, from the beginning to the end. I'm gonna give a little story or whatever, but it's gonna be fire. I think a lot of people are not gonna expect the songs that I'm gonna put out, but they gonna all be fire. Like, that's just what it's gonna be. I feel like you write your best when you're going through something. So I'm taking advantage of that right now. I'm taking advantage of that. So, but yeah.
So we'll open it up, and if y'all got questions, or y'all got things, or y'all want to make comments, please drop them in the comment section. Remember, be respectful as possible. Perks World is a safe space, but we will cuss your ass out. So you talked a little bit about being in a different space, like writing what you want to write. What's your headspace like right now? Like, what? Because I asked that because, like, I hear a lot of I hear a lot of people saying or say, "Oh, I'm in my soft girl era," or I'm about to have a hot girl summer or a hot boy summer and shit like that. So what's your mindset right now? Like, you, for lack of better words, saying goodbye to a marriage, and you about to be out in these streets. What's your mind like? What's up?
So I ain't even gonna lie. When I filed my divorce, I don't want to get too much information, but it was, I'm outside. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like, that was what it was.
So I can only speak for me. I am divorced. I've been married and divorced myself. Not gonna sit here and stunt. Was in a whole relationship before I was even divorced. Like, we were separated for about, I want to say like a year and a half, 2 years, but I was not outside. I was in a whole other relationship. So it can be messy, or it can get a little tricky, kind of turning off, those feelings and emotions and going into, something different. What has that been like for you? Like, I know you outside, but
like I said at first,
her.
That's what I thought. But no, I'm a one man. I'm good. I only want one. So I mean, no, I feel like love is a beautiful thing. I feel like just because what I dealt with, it doesn't define love for me. Like, I feel like love is real. It's out here. You know what I'm saying? So no, I'm not currently gonna be having a hot boy summer. I'm gonna be put up.
Yeah.
Nah, bro. I'll be put up, you know what I'm saying? Like I moved on, you know what I'm saying? Like not to get too much information because that's for the EP. But yeah, I moved on. My mental moved on and everything. But yeah, I did think it was gonna be a hot boy summer, but that's not happening. That's over with.
Well, I gotta pry because I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't pry. Um, so moving on, like,
Talking a
what's
lot
that
about
like?
moving on, my brother.
Well, I mean, no, and I'm gonna be 100. Like I saw, like I said, I've been married, divorced. I had mentally checked out long before we got divorced, so I get that part.
Yeah.
But it still took a minute for me to be like, all right, I'm done. And it's kind of like, just from what I'm hearing, it's like, damn, like that's a quick turnaround. Was it like how have you dealt with that?
How did I deal with it?
Yeah, like I
I
mean,
just,
because like
I just, I just let the shit happen. Like I just let the shit flow. I ain't thought about nothing. I ain't even gonna lie. Okay, I know I'm finna be out here. I'm hot boy summer, but then bam, something happened. And it was like I couldn't shake it. I couldn't, So I'm flowing right now. You feel me? So yeah, it's not a hot boy summer. But don't ask me how. I don't know. But we gotta listen to the EP when it drops. I just don't know. I don't know. My advice to everybody on this live is just let shit flow. That's it. And
I
don't
heard
ask
it,
no questions. Just let it flow.
just listen. I mean, and I feel like, and this is just being honest. I feel like whenever you do drop the EP, a lot of the questions that people may have about how or why or shit like that, they're gonna get answered in that EP because I feel like because it's only gonna be like it's maybe like 4 or 5 songs. I feel like when you drop an EP, you put your best foot forward and you put everything you got into them, 4 or 5 songs. So we we gonna leave the rest of it for the EP.
For sure.
Like you had a question, who's your inspiration?
My inspiration. What up, Janae? What up? What up? You already know my inspiration, Brandy. She the best singer in the world. Nobody touching Brandy. You feel me? Then Jasmine Sullivan right behind Brandy. It's in that order. But my inspiration though is definitely Brandy, and she sang what she want to sing about too. She sang what she want to sing about. So that's another reason why I love her, like how she sound, all that. So I'm singing what I want to sing about. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of artists that sing what they want to sing about. If you want to be honest, you know what I'm saying? But that was gonna go into something else that I wanted to say about Goodbye, right? And just being an artist, period.
Yeah,
So like I've been getting a lot of different like hits with it. And I feel like the negative side is just because they heard the beginning. Nobody heard the end, like the middle and the end, right? So it's like I'm giving these people that because they ain't heard it. But at the same time, it's like a lot of people got favorite artists, right? And they favorite artists to drop something that's not to their liking. They can't go to this artist and text them and say, I don't like that. I think you should take that down. Or you know what I'm saying? Like you're not going to your favorite artist that's made it, that's successful doing it. And I just feel like I deserve the same respect. If I'm dropping content, I should be looked at as an artist, not who you know me as personally, you know? So that's how I want people to take this EP too. Like, if you my sister, take off the sister hat. If you my cousin, mother, anything, uncle, take it off. Even my friends, like listen to it as a complete listener. Like I really want to understand what this person is talking about. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, Goodbye. It's a great song. You know what I'm saying? The snippet is out right now, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, whatever. But catch the snippet. And yeah, from the snippet, you take what you want from it. But I'm that kind of artist. I get surprises. It's not the song that everybody think it is, you know what I'm saying? But it's a goodbye, you know what I'm saying? In the most respectful way possible. And that's how I'm gonna remain this whole time.
that's Hey, that's the easiest way I can say it. Like I wasn't respectful with mine. Like I'm pretty sure folks still want to whip my ass. And that's just
Oh
being
no,
honest.
people want to whip my ass. They just not. But I'ma still do what I gotta do in the most respectful way possible because that's just who I am. I'm not gonna change that about myself. I said what I said. It is what it
So
is.
let's piggyback off that. Like you said, you can't go like so as people who we are, we can't go to our favorite artist and say, "Hey, I didn't like." I can't. I can't call. I can't text J. Cole and be like, "Hey, um, I wasn't really fucking with um Kevin's heart on your album." Like, I gotta, I just gotta. I can skip the song. That's all I can really do. I'm not gonna stop listening to it. But that's all I can really. I can just skip the song. So like, how do you feel that? How do you think people will respond to Goodbye when they actually hear it? Like, because like you said, people are reacting one way because they hear or they heard the snippet. Um, and you said some people text you like, "Hey, I don't like that." So like, how would you, without being too deep into it, didn't getting crazy? What's your way of dealing with that? Because everybody's gonna have an opinion. Um, like I tell my kids all the time, people gonna talk about you to the day you die. They talked about Jesus and they talked about him and they still talk about him to this day. So as an artist, how do you kind of take off that hat? Like, I'm an artist, I put out what I put out, and you have to deal with it, period. Mama, sister, cousin, uncle, daddy, whoever, I'm still an artist, and that's who y'all need to see me as. I'm not just that person. I'm also an
Right.
artist.
Yeah, for sure. Um, I feel like I'm gonna take it really well. I've taken a lot of things, and this is not the only thing I've been through. I've been through a lot of stuff, and I feel like because of those things, I'm gonna be able to take this pretty well. The people that has heard the entire song, they're primarily men, and it mean a lot to me to be stud whatever. But again, y'all, I'm just Ari. I'm just giving y'all that little. But it do mean a lot for me to be a masculine presenting woman, and I'm reaching real men to the point that I watched one of them shed a tear off this joint. You feel me? So I think seeing all of that and just hearing feedback from men, I already know that's going to be my primary audience on this drop. With you was the ladies, it was really a mix. But Goodbye, I know that that's what the guys are going to want because they hold back so much. It's always the man's fault. So I kind of wrote from that place too. So I think because like I've played the song so many times for my own self, for a lot of different people, and just knowing how I feel about it, I think that's all that matters to me. I don't care if I put it out and it don't do what with you did. You know what I'm saying? But I know that I wrote this for me. I know that it's a beautiful song. This is not a diss song. It's not none of that. So if somebody try to respond in that way, I'm not gonna respond to it. But it's like, dang, that sucks that that's what you took from it. At the end of the day, it was written from a pure place. In the song, I never talked about why I'm saying goodbye. The song probably got like 6 lyrics. You feel me? So I'm ready for whatever. I mean, I feel like I already got hit with stuff before it even dropped. So that was the pregame. So when it dropped and I get hit with more, I'm taking it all in. You know what I'm saying?
So I gotta be a nigga. Um, can I get the full version before everybody? I ain't gonna play it for nobody, but I ain't gonna play it for nobody but me.
I got you. You got
Okay.
it. It's already copywritten and stuff, so it's good. It's official.
Oh well, not we not like you won't hear the shit until the 29th from me. At least not for me. Like I'm gonna listen to it, But I ain't gonna say shit about it until the 29th. Like I'm gonna take, and I kind of like, I like the way you put it. Like I like the way you kind of explain where you wrote it from. Um, because like you kind of like you said, like guys kind of do get the bad rap when you do say goodbye, because it's 9 times out of 10, always the nigga fault.
No matter how you say goodbye. Like my guy Logic, I wish he was in here right now so I could bring him on, but he cut here too, so he probably couldn't hear it. One of my favorite lines that he said in his verse was, "No matter how you try, nigga, you'll be forever just the wrong nigga." And I felt like no matter how I tried or how I left or the way I left or what I did, I was gonna still be the wrong nigga. It don't matter. So I felt like I wrote this from a place. I'm speaking for the guys. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, that's how it goes. That's society. You know what I'm saying? Now, there's some messed up guys out here too. You know what I'm saying? But I'm talking. I wrote this for the guys that's in my life that I know go hard for their families and they still get drugged. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of where I wrote it from too.
Cool. Well, I mean, I'm excited, man. Like I can't wait till the 29th to to the people can actually hear it. Um, you know, before I let you up out of here, um, I kind of want your opinion on something.
Okay.
So, Ja Morant, um, talented dude, younger than both of us, more money than both of us. Um, kind of get caught doing stupid shit. Um, I personally feel like he got a whole bunch of the wrong niggas around him. Period. Um, when you talked earlier about shrinking your team, what was that like for you? Because like I feel like a lot of people, like I feel like a lot of celebrities or people that are famous, they have these what we call yes men around them, and nobody really telling them, "Nah, you fucking up," or "Nah, I wouldn't do that," or "I would do it this way because this makes more sense." So like when you shrunk your team, to like like you said, or it's like 8 or 9 people. Like when you first started, now it's kind of down like to like 2 or 3. What was it like shrinking your team to where it is now to kind of figure out, all right, these are the people that I know are gonna rock with me. These are the people that I can say what I need to say, be my authentic self without any judgment or anything like that.
For sure. Some of them was in here. I don't know if they still in here or whatever, but when I shrunk my team, I shrunk my personal life team and my artistry, my music team as well. So I think really I'm so excited for the people that I chose to be around because they've all experienced every season of my life. You know, from before before 30, you know what I'm saying, before all of that. So like I would say like when I first started going through like what I was dealing with, they always, yo, this is what you need to do. You need to fight. You need to, you know what I'm saying, positive, 100% positive. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like nobody should ever encourage you to leave something that you vowed to and they love you, right? So nobody did that on my team. That showed me a lot. That showed me that they cared about my decisions. They cared about my life. They trusted my decisions, you know, and they respected me, right? So that was one thing I love is that I knew I had good, genuine people when they wanted me to be good. And then as time went on, and these people saw that it wasn't looking good for me, they just wanted me to be happy, regardless of what that looked like. You know what I'm saying? So I think my team is like really important because like we vibe off each other's mental, how we feel spiritually, physically. Like if we tired, we just not gonna go out tonight, or we not gonna do this or whatever, or we not writing to like tonight. Me and my guy Logic, like sometimes we text each other like, let's write tonight. Man, I've been cutting hair all day. I'm good. We respect each other's space. They respect who I am as an artist. They give their feedback. You know what I'm saying? They give advice or this don't sound right. You need to take that out. But I feel like the less the better. I think I said that like another interview we did. But I'm kind of operating in this time where it's like the less people, the better for me. So I say I got about a strong foe, you know, and I'm grateful for it. Definitely positive people been here through the whole ride with me. So shout out to them. They still on the live or whatever. I don't want to say no names if I forget some names or whatever. But yeah, shrink that team. You don't need all them people.
So my question is, you could have done this interview, this little sit down with anybody. I know you could, you got connections at the radio station, you got connections with um other podcasters, other people. What made you want to come on Herc's World and kind of just say, you know what, I want to use this platform to, you know, express the realness?
Like you said earlier in the show, it's a safe space. You know what I'm saying? You don't play. And I like to like interview with people like that. Really, all the interviews that I go on, they know my personality and they know like I'm one of them people. I don't even care if when I make it. I'm one of them people. I'm gonna respond. I'm just a little bit. I like to have a little fun like that. You know what I'm saying? And you got that vibe, like, all right, this is a space where we talk. And if somebody come crazy, it's up there. You gonna have to get up out of here. So I love that you allow that freedom to really be able to talk and be comfortable. A lot of people that interview, they try to put you in this little shell. Like you can only say this or you can only say that. So you allow a free space. So I appreciate that. And I'm gonna keep coming back to Herc's World too. So
Man, you are always welcome here inside Herc's World, man. Um, it's always a pleasure, it's always an honor. Man, you were Herc's World first, you were my first guest ever. Um, as a matter of fact, you are my first guest ever,
mm-hmm.
my first ever live show.
Yep.
um, so you stand
Sure.
Herc's World official, man.
Now this
I
might go
don't
somewhere real big.
Man, and when it does, um, always remember yesterday's price is not today's price.
Nah.
I cut you a nice little deal though. But no, you got anything to say to the people before we get up out of here?
Thank y'all for coming on, man. Like I really appreciate it. I just wanted to like talk about the next drop. Goodbyes dropping on all platforms 5/29. The video is dropping 5:30. I was promoting that to drop 5/29 as well, but the video is 5:30. The actual song is gonna be on all platforms 5/29. I would love all type of feedback. You know what I'm saying? Because the place I'm going in now as an artist, I want to write different. So I just want to see if everybody, rocking with my first drop that I'm in a different little, headspace right now. But yeah, for sure. Goodbye 5/29. It's going to be on all platforms. Make sure y'all, share anything I post. I need the shares. I need the comments, the likes, all of that. So, but yeah, that's it. JusAri, just like I dropped that on y'all last year, I'm finna drop it on y'all this year. That's it. I'm not stopping.
So that just puts me right into my final question. 5/29 goodbye drops. 5:30 the video drops. What else does Ari have coming up that we got to look forward to?
It's that EP, y'all. That's finna go crazy. Produced by Law Beats. Engineered by Law Beats. Majority of it is gonna be produced by Logic Cinematic. It's gonna be crazy. That's really the next big thing. Is just I'm in a place of trying to really rebuild my brand, my image, what I'm saying, everything regarding my brand. So I'm in that phase right now. I'm in a little rebuilding phase because when the EP drop, I just want a different look, a different vibe, a whole different energy. So rebranding myself right now. But yeah, the next thing to check out for JusAri is definitely the EP.
You heard it here first. 5/29. Goodbye drops. 5:30 the video drops. Be on the lookout for that EP. JusAri, man, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for
Appreciate you,
hopping
brother.
on. This will not be the last time you see or hear a voice. We gotta figure out when we're gonna bring you back. Matter of fact, we need to figure out, some more around when that EP drop. We most definitely want to bring you back. Somebody said, "Are you single?" Y'all know I be petty. I be telling folks to slide in folks' DMs. If you want to slide in there,
Don't
do it with
slide.
caution.
So I do it with content.
Do it with caution, because look, I don't know. Like, usually I'll be like, man, yeah, go ahead. Or I'll be like, nah, don't do that. Do slide. You know what? Slide for features. Let's do that. Slide for features.
Features, shows. Yeah.
Yeah.
I do movie
Feature
soundtracks.
shows,
For sure.
all that. We slide a DM for business.
So yeah, we gonna get up out of here though. 5:29, goodbye dropping, and yeah, I fuck with y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in to this live. Hey, make sure y'all stay following Herc's World, bro. For real. So, man, we
more content coming. Another episode drops tomorrow. At 5:12, we'll go back to our Thursday release dates. So stay tuned for more content. I can't say yes or no. Just slide the DM. Slide the DM and see
we
what
just
happens.
talking goodbye today. That's all we doing. We ain't talking about no relationship statuses.
Nah, we can't do that.
Slide on them joints, and we good. Unless it's for features, shows, stuff like that. We solid. I appreciate you, brother, for having me back. I do. Like, you really, you know what I'm saying? We be having a good time. I appreciate it.
Always. So, as always, if you don't work, you don't eat. You got to crawl so you can walk so you can run, and man, run before you can fly. I am your girlfriend's favorite podcast host, The Big Hurt. And if she says I'm not, that whole lying. We'll see y'all when we see y'all. Shrimp, goodbye, 5:29. We out.
All right.